Today we're going to make Brigadeiro, which is a Brazilian chocolate caramel. Before we begin, if we have long hair, we should tie it back. Put on your apron. And if you have any cuts on your hands, or you just want to be extra sanitary, put on rubber gloves. For this recipe, we will need the following ingredients and supplies. 1 tablespoon of butter, 3 tablespoons of unsweetened cocoa powder, 1 14-ounce can of sweetened condensed milk, and some chocolate sprinkles, or any kind of sprinkles. You will also need 1 empty plate, 1 can opener for your sweetened condensed milk, 1 heat-proof bowl, a small pan, and a wooden spoon. Before you put your ingredients in your pan, you need to grease the bowl that you're going to use to pour your cooked ingredients into. Do this with some extra butter. Whatever you don't use on the bowl, you can set aside for later because you're going to need it for your hands. To begin, combine your condensed milk, butter, and cocoa powder in your pan over medium heat. If you want, you can push your butter to the bottom of the pan. That brings it closer to the fire and helps it melt faster. Don't be afraid ever to turn your heat down. It's better safe than sorry with this recipe. If you want, you can also crush your butter with your spoon. This will help it melt faster because it'll be in smaller pieces, which will increase the surface area. So more of it will be in contact with the heat. Keep stirring until your butter is completely melted and you have completely incorporated your cocoa so you don't see any little lumps or come across any powder. You do not want this mixture to boil. So now see, I'm stirring. You can see the bottom of the pan. That means that when we're now ready to move this to our greased bowl. So we can do that over here. Oopsie. like this. And you're just gonna let this cool to room temperature, or if you're in a big rush and you forgot to make these on time, you can just stick it in the fridge. Better to let it cool to room temperature, which is what I'm gonna do, but like I said, if you have to, go on ahead and put it in the fridge. You don't have to cover this either. Once you have allowed your mixture to cool, you can proceed with your next steps. You should be able to roll it into little balls like this. Take some of your sprinkles and pour them onto a plate, like that. And now grease your hands with the butter that you set aside earlier, or some other butter, if you ran out of butter earlier. And now you're going to make small balls, and then roll them in your sprinkles. If you want to use other sprinkles, or like toffee bits, or sugar, powdered sugar works nicely. Hot cocoa powder even, maybe. You can do that. Brigadeiro makes a great gift, or it's great to eat by yourself.